And now Fareed Zakaria, the host of CNN's Fareed Zakaria GPS, joins me now live from New York. Fareed, great to have you on the programme. So much has been said about this window of opportunity. I'm wondering who could exploit that window of opportunity and whether Russia's support for Assad is now starting to wane, in your view.
No, if anything, Russia's support for Assad is actually strengthening. The Russians seem to feel that they've been cornered. Right after the meeting with Tillerson, Lavrov, the Russian foreign minister, is going to meet with the foreign ministers of Iran and Syria. They're going to kind of huddle in a post-crisis meeting. But there is an opportunity here. I wouldn't exaggerate the possibility, but it would be Tillerson, the Secretary of State, who could take advantage. Look, you have changed the facts on the ground by changing the perception that the United States is now more willing to use force against the Assad regime. You've put the Assad regime, under more pressure, albeit slightly. But these things have psychological realities. If Tillerson were to use this moment to then try to press forward and say, we have to have a political solution in Syria, there has to be a Geneva process where we talk about a transition towards some kind of different regime and put forward, frankly, more realistic proposals than have been put forward in the past. Assad is not going to leave. There is going to have to be some kind of soft partition. And if you are willing to live with a soft partition, perhaps something could come of it. But frankly, Tillerson is not the most school diplomat in the world, and I don't know that he's up to it. And as I say, it's a small window. The Russians are very squarely behind the Assad regime. They view this, I think, as their one great ally in the Middle East. They're not going to cast him overboard anytime soon.
Fareed, talk to us a bit about the choreography of this meeting in Moscow between the US Secretary of State and Lavrov, Sergei Lavrov, his Russian counterpart. At the moment, as we understand it, Vladimir Putin, the Russian president, is not going to extend the usual offer of a meeting with the US Secretary of State. If that changes, could that signal perhaps a change, a different steer from the Russians?
Well, as of now, it suggests a fairly major snub, and it suggests that the Russians are really quite upset. Think about it. As you point out, most secretaries of state get a meeting with Putin, and by the way, get a meeting with the head of government, head of state in any country in the world. And of course, Rex Tillerson is a man whom Putin knows so well that he is, I think, one of two foreigners who was given one of Russia's highest civilian awards. I mean, this was in the Soviet days. The award he got would have been called the Order of Lenin. I think it's now called the Order of Gold. Russian, there's some other term for it. But this is a major award, rarely given to foreigners, and it was given to Rex Tillerson. Putin thinks very highly of him. Thought they had, a kind of a match. There's fascinating personal dynamic here. Trump thought he and Putin were going to be close friends. Putin thought
Fareed,
he and Tillerson were going to be close friends.
my apologies to you. We are going to have to interrupt you, I'm afraid, because we do have this briefing. We're going to hear from the US Secretary of Defense. Let's listen.